All right, Keith here for our King. Right now I'm going to show you guys how to coil a rope like a pro. We're going to go through coiling a rope and daisy chaining a sling. Most crews, most people have a preference on how they like their rope coiled. I believe that, of course, my way is the best, but I'm going to show you guys how I do it and why I do it that way. So stick around all the way to the end to where you see how I tie it off, because I think that's the best part of how I coil a rope for storage. So my rope's been back piled. I have one end on top. That first wrap over my hand, I'm going to leave that tail a little bit longer than my coils. That way that tail is going to stay on the outside and be at an easy point where I can find it. As I coil this rope, I am putting new memory in the rope. So I am rolling my right hand down, flipping the rope, putting a little spin on the rope with my fingertips to give it new memory, making it do exactly what I want it to do. Now this rigging line is fairly new and it hasn't been stretched out a whole lot, so it's got some twists and some hockles in it. So as I coil this and I put new memory in it, I'm going to have to chase the pigtails or the hockles out of the rope. So bear with me while I do that. I promise the video won't be too long until I get to the end. And as I'm coiling, I'm making sure that I have my coils pretty evenly spaced, making sure not to commingle wraps or anything like that. The way I coil these ropes allows for easy deployment. You can take it up into the tree with you, you can throw it out of a bucket, and you can rely on it to always come undone. It just takes a little bit of extra time when coiling it, but I think it pays its dividends when you actually go to use the rope. I also like to keep my coils short. So what I mean by short is if this rope is going to be hung in a side bin of a truck, I don't want the wraps sitting in the bottom of the bin where, you know, chemicals or spilled energy drinks or whatever the case is going to find its way on my actual rope itself. This rope here, I believe, is about 150 or 170 feet long. When I start getting into like the 300 foot long range of ropes, what I'll do is I'll stretch them out, I'll find the middle, and then I'll start at one end and coil towards the middle and tie it off, and then I'll do the same thing from the opposite end, making 300 foot ropes pretty manageable in regards to coiling and storage, instead of like trying to open up the tailgate on a truck and coil it. I'm almost nearing the end here. I'm going to give myself about 10 feet or so of rope. One more wrap probably. All right. So we've got about 10 feet of rope. So my left hand has been holding these coils this entire time. I'm going to go ahead and place my right hand through the coils, support the rope, place my left hand through the coils and get them on my arm. I'm going to hold the rope and I'm going to rotate my left arm while feeding slack from my right hand. Now that gives me the first few bites. Now I'm going to place the rope through my legs, and I've had a hold on this leg of rope this entire time. I'm going to keep it with my left hand, pull my left hand through, take a bite of rope and place it over the entire top of the coil pack of rope. I'm going to cinch that down. That essentially creates a girth hitch. Now if I have a lot of excess tail, I'll do that same thing. See if I can get one more out of it here. Now with that leftover rope, I'm going to do it one more time, pull a bite through, and then with that little bit of tail, I'm going to throw some half hitches on top to give me a place to hang this rope. Now, as you can see, the girth hitches that I pulled through, those keep these coils separate. So that allows me to untie this rope and deploy it without the wraps becoming commingled. So that is why this is my preference when coiling rope for storage, both the ends are easy to find and the wraps are not going to end up overlapping themselves. Now with dead-eye slings, whoopee slings, rigging slings, or short pieces of rope, I prefer to do what's called daisy chaining. So in my left hand, I'm going to do one overhand loop towards myself, creating a small bite there. With the excess tail, I'm going to take a bite and place it from my right hand through the bite in my left hand. So bite through a bite, bite through a bite, bite through a bite. And I'm just repeating this process, placing one bite from the tail through the bite that I pulled through with my left hand. Bite through a bite, bite through a bite. Now when I get to the end, if I want to secure this for storage, I will take the very end of the rope and pull it through that last bite, and that will secure it. It's quickly deployable. I pull that bite out, or excuse me, the end of the rope out of the bite, and now as I let go of the rope, the whole daisy chain comes undone, making this sling ready to deploy and be able to be used. So again, one overhand twist towards myself, bite, and I'm just quickly placing bites through bites to make this nice and secure for storage and hanging and to identify it, etc. So there you go. That's how I prefer to coil and storage, coil ropes for storage. I hope you guys found this helpful. This is how I like it done. Please, you know, I'm sure, like I said, everyone else has a preferred way of doing it. This is just my preference, but I hope that it does help somebody out there that's struggling. Thanks.